Hi, I'm Lauren Beale, reporter for the business section at the Los Angeles Times, and I also write the hot property column. Today we're looking a little bit more in depth into the Sunday column, and I have a guest from the agency in Beverly Hills, and this is Kofi Natei, who heads their sports and entertainment division. So it's going to be appropriate that this Sunday's column actually has a sports figure in it. Welcome, Kofi.
Hey, Lauren, how are you?
I'm very good, thanks.
Good.
So I've been calling this the hot seat from last week, and we'll see if I can put any pressure on you today. But
I like it.
I was very interested to see this come in the public records. I knew Britney Spears had purchased something in Thousand Oaks,
Right.
and when I found the record, I realized it was a house I'd already reported on. And the seller in this case is Russ Courtnall, and you'll have to stop me if I butcher any sports names. And he, it was a former LA Kings player,
Yes.
and I'm not able to get the price that she bought it at. I know it was listed at $8.5 million. I called Ventura County in the records, and there was no, I think it's called stated transfer tax or something. So
Right.
I was not able to determine the price. But at $8.5 million in this neighborhood of Thousand Oaks, do you think? I don't know, would it have sold maybe as low as in the sixes? Do you have any feel for what it might have gone for?
Well, that neighborhood, it just depends on exactly what area it's in. It's in Lake Sherwood, so it's in the gated part of the community, and there's the country club there. So that adds value right away. The last time the property sold, it sold in the $2 million. So we've seen some inflation, and we've seen the prices come back down. Do I think it sold over $8 million? Definitely not. They did do a quiet sale. They pulled the property from the market in order to provide some level of privacy for the price, and it's worked because you don't know how much it sold for, and I don't either. But I definitely don't think they hit the 8 mark.
All right, thanks. You know, I have noticed that there are a few celebs who want to go out to that part of the county. I know Justin Bieber is out there now too. So I thought that was kind of an interesting choice. It is spread out. You've got the country club living there, so I guess I can kind of see the appeal.
Well,
But
when you live a certain lifestyle, their lifestyle is filled with activity. It's filled with excitement. So it's about 45 minutes without traffic. It's about 5 days with traffic. But it gives them a little bit of an escape from the city. And with being in the gated community, there's also an added level that keeps the paparazzi away and gives them a little peace of mind as well.
Yes, I can see the appeal of the gates for sure. Now, the second property I'm going to look at, we come back into town. We're in Beverly Hills, Truesdale area.
Yes.
And again, this came through a public record. Jane Fonda and Richard Perry bought a place there.
Right.
And in fact, I think they bought this before they recently sold their other home.
Yes.
The records showed me $7.3 million sales price, and this is about 7,500 square feet.
Right.
Now, I always hear that this part of Beverly Hills is hot, hot, hot. And I'm just curious, this was a home that had belonged to a TV director, All in the Family, other big shows, a guy named John Rich, who had recently died. I'm curious, did they get a good price on this one?
They did. Actually, the house sat on the market for over a year. It was originally listed at $11.9 million, which was completely beyond the mark. But when they came within the right stratosphere, that's when they were able to get it sold. So I think where it sold is where it was supposed to sell. They're right around that $900 and something a square foot range, and that's apropos for the area.
All right. Yeah, that's interesting. Everyone, all the realtors I talk to for whatever store I'm working on, I say there's like a sweet spot, and when it gets to that price, it moves.
Exactly.
So yeah. Now, also in the column, we're looking at Tim Allen. I probably dating myself a little bit, but I always enjoyed watching Home Improvement with Tim Allen.
Right.
Also, he's from Michigan. I'm from Michigan, so I just have a little soft spot in my heart there.
Yes.
He bought something in the Hollywood Hills West. To me, it looks like it's an investment property, but he is not talking to me about it, so I don't know. And it went for $1.4 million. Now, the thing I know about the Hollywood Hills West is I see that all the time in the column. That is really a hot area with celebrities. Anything else you can tell me about that price or that neighborhood?
It's definitely a hot area for celebrities, and it's a hot area for young celebs as well. It gives you immediate access to the Sunset Strip, which has shopping, it has restaurants, and then you can just peel off into the hills and be home. And this particular property I know pretty well. It was listed by Josh Myler and Jeff Cole. They're actually with the agency as well. Little inside secret, Bruno Mars showed some interest in this particular property. Ended up settling on another property not too far away that was a little bit pricier. But it sold in just 30 days. So it was priced right. Again, when you price it at that sweet spot, properties in this area tend to move fairly quickly.
Yeah, that was a speedy sale.
Yes.
And we're looking next at this old Merv Griffin property, which sold. Now, it was owned by actor Albert Brooks. I don't know if you remember ever seeing the Shipping News, which was fantastic, but he was in that, and he's done Simpson voices and some other things. The interesting thing about this, to me, is I have such a hard time putting it in a neighborhood because the MLS and the Times often disagree on geographic boundaries. This could be Upper Bel Air. At the LA Times website, it shows as Sherman Oaks.
Right.
But he got $6.275 for that $1 million.
Yes.
What do you think?
It's 4 bedrooms, 5.5 baths. It's a great private estate. This one was also listed by Billy Rose and Mauricio Umansky with the agency, so I'm pretty familiar with this property as well. It's very secluded, has a very high level of privacy, which would appeal to somebody buying a home in this area. Now, it does have the Upper Bel Air zip code versus the Sherman Oaks zip code, so I think that helped a little bit. But what's interesting about this particular property is it was on the market as a pocket listing, which a lot of times properties related to celebrities will do just to try to fly under the radar for a while. But we had all that work going on with the Mulholland Pass, and it was hard to do showings with not having access to the property. The moment that we went on as a public listing, it sold in 30 days. And we were also able to find the buyers for that one. So that was a fun deal for us.
It also looked from the photos like it was in nice shape. I can see why that one really moved.
Definitely. Someone's still going to come in and put their own touches on the property, but it was move-in ready. The floor plan of the house was great outdoor space, and an amazing pool as well.
Mm-hmm. And some Merv Griffin history, if that matters to somebody.
It matters to somebody. It's a story to tell. Everyone wants a story.
That's for sure. And then the last house we'll be looking at this week is this home that was once home to Marvin Gaye and his ex-wife Anna.
Right.
Now, this is also in our Hollywood Hills West area. Anna hasn't had the home for the last 3 years. It's a new buyer, and or new seller. So sometimes I'm a little hesitant to even report on these because I think, well, is there really a connection to this person? Now, Marvin Gaye was just a superstar singer who died way before his time.
Right.
And the house is listed at $3.799 million.
Right.
The minute I put that online, I heard from somebody and said, oh, I remember that house. I used to play there with his kids all the time.
Right.
I'd love to, be in touch with the realtor to see if I could see the house. So I was really glad that, in fact, it did resonate with readers as a home associated with Marvin Gaye.
Perfect.
Now this, I'm really not sure on this, the price. For this house, it looks nice from the photos, and it does have over 3,000 square feet. Not maybe as much history. There seems to be a buildable pad there that might have been a recording studio back in the day. So any thoughts on this house?
Well, I think what you were talking about the fact that Marvin Gaye lived there, it's definitely something that creates a little bit more buzz and draws attention to the property. I mean, here you are reporting on it, and here we are talking about it. Whether he lived there or even spent the night there, that would be a part of this story to tell, and it's going to attract buyers. As far as the property itself, I think the existing house, it looks fairly nice. There are red granite countertops, some pretty cool features there. And then it's also in Outpost Estates. I think the price for that area is a little bit high. I think it's going to be challenging to get that number. If they're relying on the celebrity status of the property, it'll get them a small uptick, but I'm not sure if it'll quite catch that number. Little bit of fun history for you, Lauren. The Outpost Estates where the house is located is also a pretty well-known area, and it came to that name from General Harrison Gray Otis, who once owned the LA Times. He built a structure on his house that he called the Outpost. It was a gathering place, and the name stuck for the area. So I thought you might find that interesting.
I think that is very interesting, and I think that's a wrap for this week. I really appreciate you sitting in the hot seat, and I hope we'll have you back again soon.
Sounds good, Lauren. It's always great talking to you.
Take care.